Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2019 Brain Health Online Summit. I am Amy Zellmer, founder of Faces of TBI, and myself, along with Dr. Jeremy Schmo from Midwest Functional Neurology Center, we saw a need in the brain injury community for more training and education on alternative healthcare methods and modalities for those suffering from the lingering effects of a brain injury. So each week during the summit, you're going to hear from presenters who will share with you their experience either living with a brain injury or working with a brain injury patient. And today I am here with Kim Baker, and Kim is the Director of Implementation for the Love Your Brain yoga program. Since 2015, Kim has been spearheading the expansion of Love Your Brain's flagship program on a national level. She has helped to develop the organization's TBI-centered model, involving individuals who have sustained a TBI and caregivers in every step of the program creation, from planning to implementation and dissemination. Prior to Love Your Brain, Kim spent several years working for the United Nations and various nonprofit organizations, both in the U.S. and abroad. She obtained her MPA in International Nonprofit Management and Public Policy from NYU. So welcome to the summit, Kim. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thanks, Amy. It's a pleasure.
Well, this is really exciting. In my group, people post about Love Your Brain all the time. So I'm really excited to have you here today and just sharing with everyone, what Love Your Brain is and how they can get involved. So maybe I'll have you start with just sharing a little bit of the history of Love Your Brain and how it came to be.
Sure. So we were actually founded by two brothers, Kevin and Adam Pierce. Kevin, hopefully some of you have heard of him. He is a former professional snowboarder who was training for the 2010 Winter Olympics and fell during a training run in the half pipe and sustained a nearly fatal TBI. And at the time, because he was really at the height of his snowboarding career and had this rivalry with Shaun White, there was a lot of media attention on him. And HBO actually created a documentary called The Crash Reel, chronicling his fall and the subsequent months that he spent at Craig Hospital in Denver, working to recover from his brain injury. And then really what happened once he returned home to Vermont and his day-to-day kind of ongoing challenges with living with a TBI. And what that movie, The Crash Reel, did is it really opened Kevin and his brother Adam's eyes up to the prevalence of traumatic brain injury in our world and the lack of resources available, especially when it comes to post-rehab, when somebody has left the hospital setting and is done with their outpatient care, really the lack of resources. So they decided to start the Love Your Brain Foundation. We're a 501c3. We've been in existence for about 5 years, and our goal is to create community-based programs for anybody impacted by TBI. Everything that we do involves caregivers and family members and is a very important part of what we do.
Mm-hmm. And, when I was just over, I think, a year from my recovery, and I hadn't found any resources yet at that point. And somebody shared with me, the University of Minnesota was hosting a screening of Crash Reel. It had just come out. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And so I went to that. And so that was really one of my very first entries into the community, right? Up until that point, I hadn't really been connected with anyone locally. And so that was, it's a really great video because, it literally captures his fall and the struggles that he went through that first year of his recovery. So it's very real. It really shows you what somebody goes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually become one of our more powerful tools that we share with families, to kind of help them understand what they can realistically expect to happen and face. And yeah, so definitely, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out, the crash reel.
One of the striking things to me in the video is I think it's at his 1-year checkup and he's all ready to go back to snowboarding. And his doctor's like, yeah, no, you
Mhm.
cannot go back to snowboarding yet. Well, you told me at 1 year I could go back. No, I said we'd take a look. Like it's
Mhm.
so real. And I think especially caregivers and families can really relate to that if they have a family member, because like there's that kind of disconnect from reality.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was a really profound moment in that. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. So, and these programs that I was referring to. So what we do now, we actually have 3 core programs through Love Your Brain. We have our educational curriculum, which is in development, and the goal of that is to provide a mindfulness curriculum for school-aged youth to understand brain health and brain safety and live in a mindful way. We also have our retreat. So every year we bring a group of individuals who've sustained TBIs and caregivers to a retreat center in Vermont, and we just recently added a second one in Maine, and they experience a week of brain healthy activities, including yoga and meditation and healthy eating and um, some personal development work, with the goal of learning things to incorporate in their day-to-day lives once they've returned home. And then we also have our yoga program, which is what I work on and have helped to develop. And our yoga program is actually now available in 29 states across the country and 3 Canadian provinces. And our goal is to have it in all 50 states by the end of 2021. So if we're not yet in your state, our goal is to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's really exciting. Um, so explain a little bit more about the Love Your Brain program. And if it's not in someone's city, like I don't have it yet here in Minneapolis, I'm trying so hard. Um, so what can someone do if it's not in their city, like a survivor that might be listening?
Exactly. So, okay. So first of all, to see if we are in your area, you can go to our website, loveyourbrain.com, and you'll see actually a map of all of the locations across the states and Canada where we do have programs. And if we do have a program in your area, you can sign up directly through our website to attend. We have 6-week series that are offered 4 times throughout the year, starting every January, April, July, and October. So the next series will start in April, and registration will open up for that shortly. Again, all of the information and registration is available on our website. And if I haven't mentioned it yet, the 6-week series is free of cost for both individuals who've sustained TBIs and caregivers. And then if you don't see a program in your location, we would love to be in your area. So we work really closely with the TBI community to kind of understand where there's a need for this program. And then we link up with the local Brain Injury Alliance or Association and try to work with them as well. But really, it's about finding the right yoga studio partner. So if we aren't in a location where you live, I would say you can reach out to me directly, and I can work with you to help identify a yoga studio that would meet our partnership criteria. And I can start the relationship and conversation with that studio to see what it would require for them to bring the program to their studio and to their area. So really, we rely really heavily on kind of local champions to do the groundwork for us, be it somebody who's experienced at TBI, somebody at the BIA, or somebody at the yoga studio.
And if someone's watching that's a yoga instructor, how can they potentially get involved?
Yeah, great question. So we host our yoga teacher trainings throughout the year. Almost every other month, we have a training being offered. We've actually hosted 17 to date. All of our upcoming trainings can be found on our website. We're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida next month. We have a training coming up in Salt Lake City. So all of those dates and locations and the application are all on our website. Our training is an 18-hour-long weekend training, and it's really meant for yoga teachers who are interested in either becoming part of our program and teaching within our program, and also yoga teachers who are just interested in learning more about how to serve somebody who's experienced a TBI, just adding tools to their tool belt, because TBI is so prevalent. It's only a matter of time until somebody who's experienced a concussion or a TBI walks into your yoga class. So what you'll learn through our training is how to adapt for them. We also welcome clinicians who are working directly with TBI to attend our trainings, whether or not they are a yoga teacher. We found that they always walk away with some ideas of how to work with their patients, maybe how to incorporate some breath work or just gentle yoga in a chair. So it's a great training for clinicians to attend as well. And we've actually started offering training specifically for clinicians. We have our next one is going to be held in Boston in the fall, and that's a training specifically for healthcare professionals.
Awesome. And, it's so important for yoga instructors to understand, excuse me. I've had fellow TBI friends whose doctors have told them they can't do yoga. And I'm like, well, that's not really true. I don't recommend going just to core power yoga, like someone that doesn't know anything about brain injury, but, finding the right instructor who does understand and can help you, because it definitely helped me in my recovery. I couldn't do anything, like my neck was very injured in my accident, so I couldn't do anything where my neck wasn't supported. I couldn't do any sort of an inversion because it made me dizzy. I couldn't do anything where I tipped. So my yoga instructor helped me find 5 poses that I could do, and I did them every single day. It took me 10 minutes, and I noticed improvements dramatically over the next couple months just from incorporating yoga and breath. So
yeah, absolutely. And so in our 6-week series, the yoga component of the 6-week series is, like I said, it's adapted for somebody who's experienced a head injury. So we eliminate inversions. We talk about how to modify for every pose, all of the standing poses that require somebody to balance. We actually do those with the assistance of the wall. So we teach individuals how to do, say, tree pose where you're typically balancing on one foot. We do that with the help or support of the wall. So what's great is that by going through the 6-week series, you'll actually learn how to adapt those common poses that are taught in a normal community-based class. So it's a great way to actually learn how to adapt for yourself if the goal is to return to your regular practice. But then the 6-week series is also very, very accessible for beginners. You don't need to have any type of yoga practice. It's very accessible. Everything is modified, and the yoga portion is just one portion of the class. So every class is 90 minutes, and there's yoga, there's breathing exercises and meditation, and then every class ends with 20 minutes of facilitated group discussion based on themes of resilience and mindfulness. And this is really the unique part of the 6-week series, because everybody in there has been directly impacted by TBI. So there's shared experiences, and we've often heard from students that it's the first time that they've been in a community setting where they've had the opportunity to connect with and interact with others who have experienced a TBI. So it's a really unique series, and like I said, you don't have to have been a yogi to attend it. It's beginner friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, super exciting. And I can't wait I know you're going to hit your goal sooner with the 50 states. It's awesome. It's such a great program. And like you said, it's very accessible, very beginner level. You don't have to have any experience. And it's a little community, the class. I know a lot of the classes, like they all stay in touch. So it's a great experience. So let's talk a little bit about Mindful March and what Mindful March is and how someone can get involved.
Okay, awesome. So Mindful March is our annual fundraising campaign. We do it during March in honor of Brain Injury Awareness Month in the States. So our goal this year is actually to raise $125,000. But an equally important part of the campaign is raising awareness around brain injury. So what we do is we actually ask yoga studios, our yoga studio partners, as well as other yoga studios who may not be in the partnership program. We've had studios in Australia and all around the world. We ask that they host a donation-based class during the month of March in honor of Brain Injury Awareness Month and supporting our foundation, so supporting the work that we're doing. And then we've had studios that will also partner the donation-based class with a screening of the crash reel or whatever. We encourage people to get creative, but it's really to, like I said, to raise funding for our programs that to ensure that we can continue to offer the yoga program free of cost, and also just to raise really awareness around brain injury. So everything, all the different ways that you can get involved, even if you're not affiliated with a yoga studio, if you're passionate about becoming part of this campaign, there's plenty of information and resources on our website. There's a whole entire section devoted to Mindful March, but we can support you in hosting a screening of the crash reel or approaching your local yoga studio and working together to host a donation-based class. You don't have to be a yoga teacher in order to get involved with the campaign. We also have a meditation challenge that will be available through the month of March, and that's a really great way to get connected and stay connected with us. So if you sign up for the meditation challenge, which is also on our website, every day during the month of March, you'll receive a meditation led by somebody in our community, be it a yoga teacher or a supporter of ours. And you can practice this from the convenience of your home or wherever. And It's a really special way to kind of honor mindfulness throughout the month and be connected to a greater community.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I love that aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely encourage everyone to look at the meditation challenge, and another way to support Mindful March is also just to look and see if there's a Mindful March event happening already in your town or city, and then attending it. And all of that information will be on our website. Again, it's happening throughout the entire month of March.
Awesome. And just a side note too, that Love Your Brain is my charitable partner for my Not Invisible campaign. And so I just have so much respect for everything that you guys are doing, and just creating these opportunities for the community to have access to free yoga and have meditation and mindfulness. And you guys are always coming up with something new too. So I'm excited to see what'll come the next couple years. So are there any other ways for people to get involved with Love Your Brain? We've got the yoga, we've got retreats, Mindful March.
Yeah. One other thing that I wanted to kind of touch on, we have what are called our clinical and community connectors, and you're actually one of our community connectors. So did want to mention this because I know hopefully there's some individuals with TBI listening, and also some clinicians. So as I mentioned, really an important part of building out our program is connecting with kind of champions in these local program locations. So we've developed 2 different ways for individuals to support us on a local level. We work with clinicians who are just natural connectors in their community, to who are willing to support us in spreading the word about the program in their area, and ensuring that individuals are hearing about the program and signing up for the program. And we call that our clinical connector program. And we actually also on our website have photos of the many clinicians that we're working with across the country in that capacity. So if you are a clinician who is either interested in supporting us with the program in your area, or helping to bring the program to your area, we'd love to hear from you. And then in terms of our community connectors, so we actually work to identify individuals such as yourself, Amy, who are just incredibly passionate about spreading the word about brain injury, raising awareness around it, providing ways for people to learn about resources available and stay connected. So we work to identify a community connector in each of our program locations to really help us elevate the program on a local level. So if you're either in one of our program locations, or in a location where we don't yet have a program but would like to help us, we'd love to hear from you as well.
Fabulous. So exciting. And also, if you're watching the summit and you want to purchase the recordings, the proceeds from those recordings are going to Love Your Brain this year. So we're really excited about that, and helping. My intention with my fundraising is to help get survivors to the wellness retreats, because I want the funding to kind of be more directly benefiting survivors. And so hopefully sending 20 or 40 people to a retreat. That's kind of my goal for all of this. So it's very exciting. And Kim, thank you so much for being here and sharing everything today. I'm sure many of the people listening will have a lot of questions. So what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. So people feel free to email me directly. My email is kim@loveyourbrain.com. And then I would also just direct everybody to our website. Our website is a gold mine of resources, everything that you need to know or would want to know about Mindful March or the yoga program, clinical connectors. It's all on our website, but I'm happy to help you navigate as well and obviously answer any questions. So feel free, Kim, Kim at loveyourbrain.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, Kim. And thank you everyone for watching. And I will see you all in the next episode.